Well, good evening. What is going on, racers? Welcome to another Winning Wednesday and the Northwest Race Report. I'm your horsepower and performance broadcaster, Terry Bridges, and today is May 13th. The good old lucky 13, I'm telling you what. We got a cool show for you tonight. A first is kind of happening tonight as we go on the air for the first time on my new website, which is terrybridges.com. And so, yeah, it's going to be a cool deal for sure. And I'm looking forward to the show. I'm just hoping this thing doesn't start conking out. This is a bad time, this internet here. I'm not sure I get it. But anyway, it's the maiden voyage of the player there. So you can go to terrybridges.com and you go to the page Listen Live. And you can go there and check it out. And then there should be a player there. Scott Warning in the house. Welcome, Sean Carr. So, and what happens is you go to that page and the player should be there. It should automatically update. So right now it should say that we are live if you go to terrybridges.com. Everything was working, but you know how that goes. It is show business. So, yeah, there you have it. So, if you are listening in to terrybridges.com, please let me know if you've got how it's working. So I would appreciate that, and give me some progress on it. Wes Snow in the house, my main man. It was great talking to him this afternoon. We had quite a conversation, but we won't get into that because it would just make a mess of things. But tonight we got a cool in-the-seat guest. I'm actually pretty excited about this. It's another female phenom who has done a lot of road racing, and she's looking to get back into the oval ranks. She was the Lynn St. James Women in the Winner Circle featured driver, has tested with Atlantic Motorsports, World Speed Motorsports, and competed in the Volkswagen TDI Cup. Also did some limited late model testing at Hickory Speedway. She was third in the Formula Car Challenge FS 2.0 series, and is working on up-leveling her motorsports program financially and is working on a 5-year plan to make it to the NASCAR ranks. You know what? And they tell you if you're going to dream big, and I love it. And so with that, in 3 years of that, of the 5, she wants to be rolling in the Camping World NASCAR Truck Series, and her name is Kerstin Smutny. So I'm excited to and looking forward to chatting with Kerstin and just hearing where she's at and, as far as her goals are and where she's at with them. And she's going to join us about 8 o'clock. So looking forward to having Kerstin on. And so, yeah, I'm digging that and looking forward to talking to Kerstin. So, with that, hey, Michael Lundeen in the house. Right on, my man. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. I appreciate it. We've got the results from the weekend of racing around the Northwest. Got some folks who have actually been getting it done, and they've actually been are in the seat guests. So they've been doing it in the sprint car ranks. Got some cool upcoming events and schedules for the weekend, both karting and late models, and even some unlimited all-star results and some big upcoming high-paying events, UAS style. We're going to talk about the power rankings of the unlimited all-stars, Strebbe Speedway driver and owner point rankings. This is an interesting story. And some crazy but cool karting news in our bench racing segment. So if you're in the shop, you know what? Turn it up and keep working. But turn it up and get ready for the quickest hour on the web because the Northwest Race Report, we're going to get it on right now. On the grid, May 15th, the first annual. Now, I hope I'm not mistaken in this, but I do believe it is the 15th. It's the first annual Duel in the Desert and this is an interesting deal. Joe Torres, those of you U.S. guys would know Joe. He's got some cool stuff going on. It's a Yamaha-only team event in which the teams of drivers are going to qualify. They're going to run the heat races, and each driver is going to run 25 laps of a 50-lap main event. So here's the deal, though. So each guy's going to run a heat race, and then they're going to line up. The points are going to be the same as if they were doing it the regular way, right? If it was just a single driver. Each guy is going to run a heat. They're going to take the total points. That's going to grid them. Only to start the race, they're going to pill draw for the driver. So you can't have your good guy, let's just say, running first, and your plan's going to be, you might as well throw it out the window because you don't know what it's going to be. So there's kind of a cool spin on that with both drivers having to go 25 laps. They're going to stop at the 25-lap mark, give them 10 minutes. They can change a tire. They can put fuel in it, and they're going to switch the drivers. And then off they go for the second 25. And that is kind of cool. It's the first annual event. Joe Torres thought it up. He's part of the Arizona Karting Association. So, Joe, shout out, my man. Shout out. Oh, man. Chizzy in the house. Good to see you, buddy. And you know I will, man. Doug Bartlett. Hey, man, that's fantastic. Thanks for tuning in. Doug Bartlett's got a great young driver coming up, his young son, Daniel. He's going to be quite good. And they're doing the Bandolero stuff, and we got some info coming up. Boy, good to hear some good news about Spokane area, too. But nonetheless, Joe Torres is having this great event, the Duel in the Desert, first time, over $1,000. Yeah, over $1,000 worth of prize money and giveaways. I think he's got Burris on board. Ford Cook? Are you kidding me? Wow. Thanks for tuning in, my man. And so I think he's got Burris on board, so it's going to be a good deal. Just going to be a super cool event. Knowing Joe Torres, it's going to be really cool. He's a great guy. He's an advocate for the sport. And I haven't actually personally met him, just through Facebook. Excuse me. But he seems like quite a guy. And I mean, I like what I know of him right here, just through Facebook. So, Joe, good luck on your event. I hope it just rocks. The 16th and 17th, Greg Moore Raceway in Chilliwack, BC, which is where the last Gold Cup was. They're going to be having their local club races, number 3 and number 4. That's going to be Saturday and Sunday. So, Greg Moore Raceway, Chilliwack, BC. I'm sure there'll be some guys they're tuning up for the upcoming Can-Am Rotax Pro Kart Challenge Series, which is going to be there after Medford. So, it's going to be sometime in June. Also on the 17th, Tri-Cities Kart Club has their round number 3 club race. That's going to be on Sunday. I know probably one guy that's probably not going to be there, and that's going to be those of you that know Chris Worley. He's getting married on Saturday. So congratulations to Chris Worley and his bride. And yours truly, I'm going to be over there doing the music and emceeing his wedding for him. So I'm pretty sure he's not going to be racing Sunday. He could be, but I doubt it. But hey, you never know. So that's going on at Tri-Cities. The Puget Sound Go-Karting Association, they've been one of the oldest clubs in the nation, been around over almost 50 years. Round number 4 of their local series is going on, and that's at Spanaway, Washington. Cool track, Mountain High Raceway. If you've never been there, it's crazy. It's got it's got elevation changes, uphill, down a roller coaster, back up. It's nuts. It's about a 30-second track, and but it'll make a driver out of you for sure. The Oregon State Karting Championship Series returns to action. They're in McMinnville for round 3 of their series. That's a cool series. They just titled it something better, but inevitably it's a club race, but still they're hyping it up, and it's actually pretty good. So that's going on. They'll be at Mac, and they rotate between McMinnville and Pat's Acres. And I'll be there June 13th at Pat's for the next Oregon State Karting Championship Series, as that'll be the first night race, and it is so cool there. Pat's Acres is awesome anyway. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. Looking forward to that. May 22nd through the 24th, the Northwest Gold Cup returns to action as the Traveling Regional Series is on the road to Stingray Rob Country. Yep, Boise, Idaho for races 5 and 6. And both the Nitro Radish World Formula Pro and the Smack Plastics Row Pro 400 will be in action, so that's going to be awesome, as well as the junior ones and all that stuff. So should be a great weekend of racing. Yours truly will be there calling the action for the Northwest Gold Cup and the Snake River Carter, so I'm super excited about getting back over there. They're probably the most improved club and the most improved track out of everybody here in the Northwest. They have done so much to turn their club around, their track around, everything. They had a black eye for years. Everybody hated going over that. I think it was just because of the distance, but hey, man, Ray Smith and the whole gang, James O'Brien, a whole bunch of them have just been working their tails off, and it's good to see that club finally get something they really deserve, because they've worked hard for it. So I hope everybody goes over there to support the Snake River Carters. Also, May 23rd through the 24th, the Cascade Karting Association kicks off their Summer Sizzler Series, along with the Northwest Speedway Karting Burris Racing Summer Shootout. Those of you who know my normal sidekick, my awesome co-host Shane One-Time Smith, that's his series, and he's got Burris on board, and it's a Yamaha-only series, along with the F200s. So they're allowing that. So it's going to be a cool series. We were talking last week. He's already got guys wanting to rent karts to run. So Shane's been another, like Joe Torres, real advocate of the sport, really been busting to make things happen here in the Northwest. So I hope Shane's series, is going to be good. I hope everybody turns out for it. But and yours truly will be calling those events. I won't be there at the May 23rd, 24th one, unfortunately, because we were waiting around to see what I just didn't know. We put in a bid, and everything, just worked out the way it did. But I'm going to be there for all of the Cascade Karting Association regular races after the 23rd, 24th. But also on that same card with the Cascade Karting Association, because this is basically their summer dirt series on the club level, and then the Northwest Speedway Karting and the Burris Shootout is following the Unlimited All-Stars, which are also going to be in action there on the 23rd and the 24th. The 23rd is like a practice day. The 24th is the actual day. But the Unlimited All-Stars are going to be making their debut appearance since the big BK7 that we had back in January. So, you'll get to see guys like the Rocket, Ronnie Cox, ES7, Eric Stansberry, our own Shane One-Time Smith, Savannah Anna Singleton, and many more are expected to be there. So it's going to be a good show. And CKA always puts on a great show. I mean, just no question about it. The 29th and 30th, those of you tuned in last week, we had a road race ace, Aaron Stanford, on. And the Puget Sound Road Race Association has a big road race event coming up at the Ridge in Shelton, Washington. Pretty new track, but it's super cool. I guess there's elevation changes and a corkscrew and all kinds of cool stuff. I've heard great things about it, just never been there. So I'll be there on the 29th. I think we're going to be doing a show from there, so that will be cool. And that's at the Ridge in Shelton, Washington. A cool Friday practice, and then all racing all day Saturday. And then if time allows, we're going to have a buddy share-a-ride deal to where any interested party that's there that's thinking about wanting to be a road race enthusiast will get a shot at taking one of these carts out and making a few laps around the Ridge. How cool is that? Doesn't get any cooler than that, I don't think. So, and then they're also going to be in Portland, Oregon at the famous Rose Cup races, June 12th to the 14th. That's always a good time. Let's see. And then June 12th, May 29th and 30th, The same weekend as the Ridge, the Can-Am Rotax Pro Kart Challenge Series returns to action, and they're going to be in Medford, Oregon for round 2 of their 4-race series. So everybody vying for those tickets to, I think it's Portugal. They were in Spain last year. They were at NOLA the year before here in the States, first time ever. I mean, it's been in Dubai. It was in Portugal a couple of years ago. Our own Johnny the Sliver Blair was up there, but Luke Selican, local karter, runs out of the RPG camp. He's already got a ticket, so he's on his way to represent the USA in the Olympics of go-karting, as well as Stingray Rob from Boise, Idaho. He's already, he's already got like 2 championships already, and the season's barely even started. So he won the Challenge of the Americas, and so those 2 are definitely in. And then everybody else is shooting for, because that's the only way you get into Rotax. You got to win a major series, or you have to win the Grand Nationals, one or the other. You don't just get to go. So, yeah, it's a big deal. So that's going to be taking place in Medford. If you haven't been to Medford before, it's a pretty sweet track. That used to be the Super Speedway of the Northwest. Medford was just the deal. Not quite so much anymore because the tracks have, definitely gotten bigger and nicer and whatever. But don't kid yourself. The Southern Oregon Karters do a darn good job down there, and they've done some real improvements. They've paved the pit area and done some stuff, so it's pretty slick, and it'll be a great time down there. And that's May 29th and 30th. June 1, the same Southern Oregon Karters have their second round of local club racing going on. And, of course, Evergreen Speedway, the stock car capital of the Northwest, they've got their weekly Speedy Saturday show going on with the late models, the Hornets, the Stinger 8s, and the Outlaw Figure 8s. They've also got a big truck race coming, the Big Rigs. I don't know if you've ever seen those things, but I was looking at a picture of them today. Man, the right front's got it looks like it's got about 8 degrees of negative camber in the thing. I mean, it's just tipped way over there. But I guess those big rigs get it, and so that'd be an interesting show. But I think that's later on in June. I think it's the same weekend, that 12th through the 14th weekend. So, but that'll be coming up. You can check evergreenspeedway.com for more information. They've got a cool website, easy to navigate with lots of info. And so lots of great racing coming up the next couple weeks. You gotta love the summer kickoff. And for you UAS guys out there, and even down south, if you've got an event that you want to get on the air or you want us to help promote for you, hit us up, either myself or Shane, One Time Smith, and let us know. And we'll do our best to get it worked in. I mean, it shouldn't be a big deal, but I get what I can with what's out there, but I go where I normally go, and if it isn't there, then I don't. I just can't get everything. So as hard as I try, I don't. So if you got something, man, let us know. Let's get it out there. Let's get this UAS stuff hopping and popping, and we'll get rock and rolling. And two of the last things here, some great UAS news. The UAS racers, May 23rd is the Mississippi and Tennessee Clash. Now, this is going to be cool. I guess there's some rivalry going on there, so this is a yearly deal, but it's a grand to win and no cart minimum. It's a quarter-point event, and if you win on the is it Unili? Is that how you pronounce it? Which basically, I looked at the tire today. It looks like an old Dunlop, but the Unili has been they've reconstructed this tire from the ground up, and I guess, according to Dave Chisholm, who's the Mississippi Unlimited All-Star director, or administrator, they're awesome. So, but if you win this deal, it's $1,000 to win, but if you win it on those Unili tires, you get another grand. They double the purse. So, I'm thinking, hey, it might almost be better to, it might be worth just putting on a set of those just to try it for that kind of money. But, you never know. And then the big one, the really big one, and this has got to be one of the biggest ones. I mean, it's not the $50,000 to win one, but it's pretty darn big. And that's going to be going on the weekend of July 3rd and 4th, so Independence Day, at SEMO Raceway in Sikeston, Missouri. Yes, and it's going to be a true run with your butt brung. No motor rule, no tire rule, and no groove tires. Isn't that a tire rule? No groove tires? And let's see. I guess there's a NorCal UAS quarter point race this weekend. So Ford Cook and his gang going down there. Stephen Chase, Michael Loudon, Brad Berg. Hopefully we'll all be there. Ryan Diotti, the Hitman. So, but anyway, it's in Sikeston, Missouri. It's a run with your butt brung, and there's no cart minimum. But check this out. This is the part that you're going to fall over at, which I did. Here's the freaking payout for this deal. First place to win is you get $5,015. Yep, I said it. $5,000. $5,015 to be exact. Second place, you get $1,800. Third place, you get $900. Fourth place, you get $450, and fifth, you get $225. Gulp, man. I mean, that's some serious dough right there. I mean, I hate to say it. Sorry, guys, but man, $5,015. I mean, that's some moolah. And for sure, the smell of money is most definitely going to be in the air in Sikeston, Missouri, July 3rd and 4th. I mean, it brings out the best in everybody. So, you know what? Go get you some. If you were ever going to go back there and compete in a UAS event, that would be the event right there with a chance to win $5,015. And plus, you if you win on Burris, you get an additional $250 plus a set of SS33As. So, I mean, hello. Yeah. You know Wes Snow's going to be there. He's going to be breaking out that new bad boy that he's got. That thing, he redesigned that thing from the ground up. Side pound, I mean, everything. And it's quite a piece. So he's trying to be Wayne Felch Jr., I think. But that might be hard. But you know what? As long as it goes fast, that's all that matters. So, you know Wes Snow's going to be there. Dave Chisholm, my man, he's going to be there. And you know, Chizzy's got to be probably the top promoter right now going on. This guy finds money. I mean, he finds money. You know, what does he say? He says, I love money and money loves me. And that seems like what's happening. I mean, he is, man, I mean, he's done more for getting purses than, I mean, now, $5,000 to win, that should be what the UAS Grand National pays to the winner, right? So I don't know I don't know how much they make there, but I don't know. Maybe somebody can help me out. Chime in on the chat line if you know how much you get paid to run to win the grands there. But I heard it was like $600 or whatever. But come on, really? But you know, I guess some Grand Nationals don't pay anything, so I guess you got to be thankful for what you get. But $5,000 to win a Grand National would be sweet, and I bet the place would be jammed. Definitely be more than 60 guys there, I guarantee you that. But and then finally, great news. I just got this hot off the press, so I didn't get a chance to do a whole bunch of homework on it. But out of Spokane, the Spokane Raceway Park, the old oval, which got shut down, and I don't know, it was a big mess. But yeah, not enough, says Stephen Chase. But man, they're going to be back racing, and this Friday is the Mel Ackerman Memorial. And it's going to feature the Roadrunners, the Pony Stocks, and the late models. So racing starts at 6 p.m., and you get some high-speed half-mile racing and support your local drivers. Free parking. General admission is $8 or $8.50 for seniors, and military discounts apply. Kids get in free. And so go to their page. It's I think it's the Spokane Super Oval on Facebook, and man, share that like crazy. So that's cool stuff. And the guys over there are working super hard at getting that place back going over there. So I hope it gets tons of support, because we definitely need it around here. And so yeah, that's good stuff, and I love hearing that kind of good stuff. But moving on, it is time for Winner's Circle Wednesday. And here's the deal here. I got to give some shout-outs starting out early, some big shout-outs to Colby Copeland, one of our past In the Seat guests, who has been just tearing it up down south in the sprint car race. He plays 5th at the King of the West, big sprint car race down there. He plays 5th in the 360 division and 9th in the 410s. So he is he's been pulling double duty. So and he is legit. Believe that. He is definitely legit. And he must be a man of steel too, because those bad boys, I'm sure, are some work. So Colby Copeland, roll on, my man. That's cool stuff. And then Logan Seavey. Some of you may or may not know him. He's big in the cage car ranks, but he was 5th at Petaluma in the 360s in the A feature. So that's awesome. And you will, I guarantee, be hearing a lot more from Logan Seavey. I mean, this young kid has some serious skills, and he's got some awesome backing and some great racing upbringing. And by that, I mean, his dad has obviously demanded some things and not allowed some things, because Seavey's he's a great kid, and as well as an awesome driver. He's just a well-mannered race car driver, kid, whatever you want to say. You can just tell it's his upbringing, and that's cool stuff. So remember the name, Logan Seavey. He is hot. Jake Helsell took the Skagit Speedway 360 feature, and former Carter and former BK participant Revan Devin Barnes. He was 9th. So good to see Devin Barnes hanging right in there with a top 10. Evergreen had their military appreciation night last Saturday. Mike Ridley won the Hornets. Matt Somerville won the Stinger 8s. Chad Fitzpatrick won the Street Stocks. And in the Speedway Chevy late models, Mike Holden got his car back together. He crashed pretty bad the week before, and he picked up the W. Jeff Knight, who has definitely found something, continued his strong runs as he took the 2nd spot. Donnie Wannett was also awesome with another strong run as he was 3rd. Mr. Excitement, Brandon Schreiber, once again being consistent. The kid's good. He was 4th. Pole sitter Mike Longton, who is he lives and his home track is Hermiston, and he blazes there. But he was fast time, and he must have some problems because he finished 11th. Former Carter's Andy Soul, he finally made it through without an engine problem or getting run over. He finished 6th. Molly Helmuth, the former Carter, finished 10th. Luke Selican, he qualified 7th, but he was 12th. And Naima Lang was 15th. So something tells me, some stuff was going down there Saturday night, but that was what was going on at Evergreen. Shout-outs to a couple young Carters from down Medford way. They're part of the Southern Oregon bunch, and they're great kids. Austin and Ashton Torgeson. They ran down in SoCal, and Ashton took 2nd in Micromax, and his brother Austin won Minimax. And they are 2 super cool kids, and they're getting a bunch of seat time. I mean, they run just about every weekend, it seems like, so somewhere. So, and they're backed by MonsterXTour.com. Check out the website. I mean, they promote and put on huge monster truck events all over the place. And, they've got the derbies with them, the motocross, high-flying freestyle stuff, and demo derbies and the whole bit. So, and I also think Danny Torgerson, who owns MonsterXTour.com, he bought the Southern Oregon Speedway. So that's just rumor, but I mean, I'm pretty confident about that, but I'm not 100%, but I heard it was being kicked around there. So if he did, watch for great things to be happening there for sure. SEMA, the International Motorsports Academy. Oh, we'll be back. Hang on. Here's our in the seat guest, Kerstin Smutny. How are you?
Hi.
How are you, girl?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And those of who is now you're a contributor to another podcast as well, which is what is it the God, what did I see?
It's the Podium Finish.
The Podium Finish, that's right. So all the listeners from the Podium Finish listening in, boy, thanks for tuning in. You know, I was reading over your resume, Kerstin, and man, you've done a lot of stuff. I mean, man, it's impressive actually. But so I guess my first question to you is, and kicking it here is tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, where did this all start? Have you always liked racing, or tell us how it all got started.
Well, I got started in racing. I didn't come from a racing family at all, but my dad was always a fan of racing, and he grew up in upstate New York watching races at short tracks and whatnot. So when I came along, he was actually a big IndyCar fan, and we would go to races, and we went up to the Molten in Vancouver every year. And when I was 7, we were at the Puyallup State Fair, and we saw a display for quarter midgets. Went out and tried that out and never turned back from there. So I raced quarter midgets for about 8-9 years, and then started doing a little bit of go-karting along with my quarter midget racing, and then started moving up into Formula cars, raced in a few different series there. Did some sports car racing with Volkswagen. I've done some oval track stuff and full-size midgets and a little bit of late model stuff, and now working on getting into more late model stuff right now.
Boy, that's awesome. You know, did you prefer when you were quarter midgeting and karting? Did you prefer one or the other?
I think at the time I preferred the quarter midget racing on ovals and stuff, and it might have, I just had a lot more experience doing that, so that might have been part of why I preferred it. But
sure.
I also enjoyed when I was karting, I raced shifter karts, and those were a blast. So I enjoyed that too.
Yeah. You know, I know when I was doing it, I did karting only because I was a stock car fanatic. And so it was just a way to race something. So yeah, but you know what? That's great stuff because those things will teach you so much. I mean, they're I think they're underrated, really. But. So you were the first woman that BMW USA asked to come get a license, I was reading. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that is and how that came about?
Yeah, so there was the Formula BMW USA series, and they had several different series around the world. And you applied for this scholarship program they had, and you got invited to Valencia, Spain, to go through a series of tests, if you will, and they narrowed it down from a field of, dozens to a group of, I think like 10 or 12 of us got invited back later that summer to be part of the scholarship runoffs, and they would give a scholarship towards your season in Formula BMW racing, and I was selected as one of the finalists for the runoff. So that was really neat, and the first woman to be invited for that. So
man, that's really awesome. And then I was reading the Lynn St. James. You were the featured driver there. The women the woman in the winner's circle, and then they invited you to run an MX-5 at Portland. Now, was that during the Rose Cup races?
It was, I forget who we raced alongside. It was a few years ago now. But, Lynn's program is excellent, Women in the Winner's Circle, and I've worked with her a lot and learned nothing but valuable things from her program. And the opportunity to race in the MX-5 Cup race at Portland with, through her and with Mazda, it was so fun. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, maybe it was probably through SCCA. I don't know, but how did that MX5 deal go? I mean, did you do well when you raced it?
I did. I was, it was my first time in the car, and I wasn't on the podium or anything, but it was definitely a respectable showing, and it was a lot of fun to race kind of close to home because at that time I was racing a lot in California, and I didn't really get to race close to home, so getting to race at PR was really neat.
Yeah, that's super cool. Now, I noticed too. It said that you were coming back to Portland. Are you from Portland originally?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm from Seattle area. I was born in Bellevue and live in Monroe now. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you're out at Evergreen quite a bit, then I take it.
Yeah, we go down to watch the races there a lot, and that's where I'm hoping to get in the late model, working on some stuff there. So.
Yeah, that'll be cool stuff. I got to go a couple weeks ago, and I never saw one of those Outlaw Figure 8 deals. And,
oh my gosh, those
man,
things are something else.
They were crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was actually I mean, that intersection. It was like, oh my goodness. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, there were some close calls there, but
I know definitely. The first time I went there, it was the 60 Minutes of Fear.
Yeah. That was the one I was at. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I was like, oh, we're gonna go see figure 8 racing. Okay, and I was kind of expecting your stereotypical figure 8 cars, and I saw those things. I was like, oh my goodness, these are real race cars.
Yeah, I mean, they're actually nice. It's like you guys are gonna. I mean, and they got some big motors in them too. So it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was real entertaining. But so being a woman in this sport, I mean, do you find it challenging, or have you had a pretty good go at it?
I've had a pretty good go. I think it's such a common question, like, what's it like to be a woman in the sport? And I think maybe my favorite answer to that is I don't know what it's like to be a man in the sport.
Right.
I've only had probably one real experience where, they were like, kind of like, oh, you're a girl, and on one of the teams I raced in the past. But once I didn't race with them for very much longer after that, and the rest of the time, I mean, everyone's been super supportive, and obviously women in the sport is becoming a much more common thing, so, which I think is great, and there's a lot of women out there doing well in racing, so it kind of proves that we're the real deal too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's super awesome. Now, being the female phenom that you are, do you know Molly Helmuth?
I do, yeah.
Do you guys kick stuff around? I mean, do you guys speak? I mean, does she give you help, or does she ask you questions, or vice versa?
We're not. I've never actually raced against her, and I mean, I guess we're more acquaintances than like friends or anything. I'd say just because we've never hung around each other that much.
Sure.
But I definitely respect her, and she's doing such a good job out there. And she's at Evergreen every weekend, so
absolutely
really cool.
Yeah, it is cool, and she does a lot of her own PR stuff, which is like what you're doing. So, and you took it was 12 and 13 off to kind of regroup, and because you did do some testing in a limited late model back in Hickory, is that right?
I did a few years ago, and I did a race as well in the limited late model. I was actually living back in North Carolina for a few months, and things ended up kind of falling apart with the team I was with, but that was a great experience, and that's kind of where I decided, I'm going to go this late model route.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, late models are it. I mean, I'm just a pavement asphalt junkie. I just love it. But
that's great racing.
It is. It truly is. So the things fell apart with the team, and then you also you ran in the Formula Car Challenge, and you were third in that series. And what happened? What happened with that?
Some more road racing there. Just Just sponsorship. That's the big, the big limitation. So that's one of the reasons I didn't do any racing in 2013 or 2014, 2012. I was racing in the Formula Car Challenge, but in the last couple of years, just trying to regroup, revamp my marketing, and get back on track.
Man, that's really awesome. And that's commendable for you, because a lot of people dive in, head first, and they get in over their head, and maybe spend money they don't have, or other people's money.
And I think it's important, especially bringing marketing partners on board, to make sure that you can have the whole package together, and you're not going to go out there with your, struggling to keep your head above water. You can go out and get the amount of testing you need and go out and be competitive.
Right. So when do you think your debut in a late model is going to take place?
There's nothing nailed down, but I am hoping this season. So
wow,
that's the goal.
That would be cool. Now, you've got a goal, and I don't know, maybe that's changed now, but the 3-year deal that you want to be in into the trucks, has that changed, or are we still on track for that?
We're still on track for that. And who knows if it'll get pushed down a year or whatever. It just kind of depends. And I've talked with Brett Bonine at NASCAR as far as what I need to do, what I should be racing to move up and be able to make that progression.
Very cool, man. That's so awesome. I bet you can't wait to get back in the car, huh?
Oh yeah, of course. that's what every race car driver wants, is to be in the car, and it's kind of just the icing on the cake. It's such a business, and not a lot of people realize that, at least people outside of the sport. So actually getting to drive that race car is the end goal after a lot of other hard work.
Oh, absolutely. And there's a lot of females from the area, doing quite well. I mean, there's yourself that's trying to get on board, and then of course Molly's going, and then you've got another great one in Nicole Bihar. I mean, she's really she's been killing it, and then you've got Jessica Dana. And so
yeah, there's a lot of us.
There sure
here,
is,
so
yeah.
It's pretty cool to see.
So the guys better watch out. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So from here, you're just going to continue with school and continue to try to build your marketing plan up. Is that the plan?
That is the goal. Keep plugging away at the school thing, working on my business degree. So I want to get that done. But yeah, racing is the main goal, and trying to get back on track.
Right on. Well, what I think you should do is you should come out the 23rd, 24th. Actually, you might even want to come on August 1st. There is a huge Unlimited All-Star race, which are speedway karts, and they're running the CRF 450 Hondas and the Jawa motors, and I mean they're pretty awesome, and they're going to be running on the 3/8 on August 1st at Evergreen. So that might be something you might want to come and take a peek at, because it might be a way for you to get back behind the wheel and at least be turning it anyway.
Oh yeah, wow, that's something to definitely look into.
Yeah, you should check
that out.
Yeah, keep in touch with me, because I'm gonna see if I can't try to round you up a ride somewhere. And
that would be awesome. We'll be in touch.
Because ORV runs quite a bit, which is pretty close to home, and there's just a lot of great racers around the area that I'm sure would be, willing to put you in and let you take a little sample.
Yeah, that would be great.
Good deal. Well, hey, you know what, Kerstin? Thank you so much for being on the show. And what I would like to do is have you back on at a later date, just to see how things are going, because you've piqued my interest now, and I mean, I really wish the best for you. I mean, it sounds like you're on the right track. I mean, you're very articulate, and you're just gonna go places, I do believe.
Well, thanks so much. Yeah, and I definitely look forward to checking in again and being back on the show, and hopefully I'll be giving you some race results by then.
You know what? That would be super cool. I would be really stoked for that. And then when you get your T-shirts, I'm kind of a T-shirt junkie, so can I maybe get one of those when you get some T-shirts made? Maybe, kind of.
Oh, of course. I've got my hero cards and everything all done. Just need some T-shirts. I can send you a hero card, no problem.
That'd be cool. Autographed, though.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, all right. And then when I get my shirt, I'll do the same. So we'll make a kind of a cool trade.
That sounds perfect.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. And you know what? Keep listening to the show. I need the support. So tell everybody, bring a friend next time, and help me get this show rolling. Okay.
Oh, you got it, and we'll share and tweet and all kinds of stuff.
That'd be great. I would love. I'm going to hold you to that.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
I've already been sharing all day today.
Right on. So, all right, Kerstin, thank you so much for calling in, and we'll be talking to you soon. But stay in touch, okay?
All right, thank you, Terry.
Okay, kid. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, what a sweetheart. That's pretty cool, you know. And I hope she gets to go where she's going, because she's on the right track. You know, there's probably naysayers. You know, oh yeah, you know what? You got to go for it. You got to try it. You know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. That's what I say. So, those people listening in, podium finish. I appreciate you tuning in. Kerstin Smutny, she's going to go places, I do believe. So, remember the name. But getting back to where we were, where was I? Yeah, I just want to give some shout-outs really quick. SEMA, the International Motorsports Academy. Remo Rashidi, he's doing well. He won shifters. Matt Moniz, probably arguably, in my personal opinion, one of the finest Rotax junior drivers to ever sit in a go-kart. He won the tag division, which is kind of probably new to him a little bit. And I want to give a shout-out to another show supporter, Davin Sturdivant, African-American driver that is really doing well. I mean, he's got his stuff together. This guy is he's a four-stroke ace, but he started this year for the first time in the two-cycle division, and he's running in the tag class. And, man, he took home a strong seventh-place finish. So, Davin, right on, man. That's a great job. And, you know, it wasn't like you were in some good company. Matt Moniz, Rashidi. I mean, that's some boys right there. So, great job. Let's see. Tag Masters, Gary Rail. He wins it. That guy's probably the sleeper of the century. He's a no-frills kind of racer, just goes to work and gets the job done. So, and he's one of those guys, if you looked at him, you totally overlook him, and, you know, you wouldn't think, but he can roll it, and he works hard at it. Nothing fancy, just grinds them out race after race, so great job. Strebby Speedway. Dave Chisholm will probably appreciate this, but it's a speedway in Snohomish, Washington. It's a unique deal, to say the least. The track is in the backyard of the Strebby family. Yeah, in the backyard. It's a small track. It's like an 8-second track, but it's nice. I mean, it's super nice. And before you go thinking, oh, yeah, you know, no. I mean, it is first class all the way, and they are all over everything. I mean, they get the results out quick. They track everything you could ever want in a race. You know, laps led. I mean everything, and they do it like it should be done. I mean, it's just it's super cool. They've got a field of 18 cars which are in, and guess what? There's a waiting list for people to get in to run at this speedway. So, I mean, it just goes to show you that, you know, if you're running something pro with no BS and you're getting it done, you'll get waiting lists. I mean, if that track was anywhere else other than their backyard, it'd be like a Grand National every event they run. I mean, it's that pro. And you can go to strebbyspeedway.wordpress.com. Check it out. Look for yourself. It is pretty neat. But they've got here's the top 5 in the driver points: Matt Handy, Mike Strebby, Jesse Gonzalez, Nick Handy, and Nick Hull. Those are your top 5 in the driver points. And there's like 57 points between first and 10th. That's all that separates it. And then in owner points, now a couple of these will be, what do I want to say? They'll be doubled up. So you can be a car owner and have a different driver and have your, the same team. But in owner points, it goes Jet Motorsports leads the way. Handy Motorsports is second. Michael Strebby Racing third. Strebfest Motorsports is fourth. TK Motorsports fifth. Handy sixth. Strebfast Hull, 7th Jet Motorsports, and Ground Chuck Racing. So it's a cool deal. Check it out. They have pictures. Their website is first class. It's cool stuff. So, and to end the show, I just gotta say, I was online, I was reading this stuff, and this is the thing that just gets me is karting. All right, so they've got this deal over there. I don't know, maybe some of you have seen it, but they're talking about building. They've got these carts over there that their front, the motors sit in the front, so they've got front wheel drive carts. And what they're doing is they're trying to set it up. It's overseas. I think it's in the UK. So, but they're trying to hook it up for the British Car Touring Series, which is a cool class. I mean, I like those cars and they're pretty sweet. But they say there's really nothing there. F1 is out, and some of the higher ups. I mean, people just can't afford them, which I get that. But but they're coming out with these front wheel drive carts, and then there's going to be a series over there. It was called the Janetta Junior Championships. I don't know. So they're going to have all these front wheel drive carts, whatever. Here's my deal. I mean, here's my deal with the whole thing is, why would you build a front wheel drive cart, and do this deal? I mean, because they're talking about having, the winners be, get a free ride to Renault and part of that UK thing over there, their series, and it's worth like $100,000. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just do that, in karting? I mean, why does karting always have to like reinvent the wheel for something to take place? Why don't they just work on taking what they have and doing this cool stuff like it should be, by tying it together with a car team where somebody wins a free ride, Because, I mean, isn't it true? I mean, unless it's just me, but back in the day, it wasn't about how big your wallet was. It was about how much talent you had, right? So good drivers, if you were good enough, you got a shot. Anymore now, I mean, any joker can go run. I mean, you could go run Winston Cup right now if you had a thick enough wallet. I mean, if your dad was loaded and, no, he don't care nothing about racing. He just wants to try it, and I got the money, so, here we go. How much you need? We got 250,000. I don't know. Oh yeah, they're going to take them right in. So they get to ride for, half a season or however far that goes, and then. It's kind of boring. I don't want to do it. No love, no desire, no discipline, no nothing. They just get to go do it like everything. And it just chaps me that it's not like that, because they're, not only karting, but I mean, even quarterman stuff like that. I mean, there's some good drivers that aren't getting a chance. I mean, look at Joey Wimsett. The guy's won everything there is to win. He was arguably probably one of the best in the country. I mean, and it goes on. Michael Valiente. Now, Valiente's got a ride for sure, because he just won here a couple weeks ago. By the way, MV, good job, buddy. We're going to have him on the show. I'm working to get him on the show. But, that guy, he's put the time in, though, right? He's put the time in. He deserved the shot that he got. But, I mean, a lot of guys aren't. I mean, you got, there's just tons of guys. David Yurka. I mean, the guy was he was the number one shifter driver in the nation, and he doesn't get a shot. Hargrove got a shot. I mean, Remo got a shot. Those guys are all Italian motors, but, Wimsett, I mean, it goes on. I mean, there's some really good wheels here. Jake Craig, who's working on it, but, they're not. Nick Neary, I mean, that guy's probably, I mean, he's like the guy. Is he going to get a shot? Yeah, if it's his own dime. So what I'm saying is, why do these guys have to reinvent? Why don't they just take karting like it is, work on getting these cool deals for these guys, and start, bettering what they have instead of reinventing something completely different? And that brings me to the other point. The same thing over here. So now I read on Kart Pulse. Those of you that haven't checked it out, it's on Facebook, Kart Pulse on Facebook. Check it out. the guy is cool, man. He's really cool. James has got it going on there. He's got a cool little page, and he thinks a lot like I do in a way that, like the stock Honda deal. Now they're talking about having a rock shifter class with a 175 cc motor, which is going to be a combination of a stock Honda with an Miami barrel on it. Now, I read that and I go, huh? Well, I mean, what do we need? I mean, does karting really need another class? Especially some bastard thing like this? I mean, I'm like, what's the point? I mean, it's like you haven't even really mastered what you have. So all that work to get the stock Honda stuff squared away, and now you're going to bring this thing in? I mean, when money is the talk, and I don't know, man. It just drives me crazy. It's like karting has so much there that nobody's doing. So it's like, have you exhausted everything that you possibly could do with what you have? I mean, that you need to add this other class. I mean, what's the point of it? What's the ultimate goal for it? You've already got the stock Honda. You might as well bring the ICC back, right? But everybody outlawed that because it was some astronomical amount of money and, this and that and the other thing. Well, this isn't going to be any different. I mean, you already got Rotax. I mean, Tag and Rotax can't even get along. They're two totally separate entities. They won't run together for some reason. One's scared of the other, I guess. I don't know. But, I mean, that's, I don't know. I just think that karting needs to take a look at what they have. Let's figure out how we're going to get the front gate working so we get people in the stands and get you guys some money that you deserve. I mean, I've said forever, the UAS guys, they deserve to get paid. These guys put on a show. They bring out beautiful equipment. And there's some damn good drivers. Excuse me. And I'm telling you, it's ridiculous that we don't work with what we have. I mean, it's a stock Honda with an IM. I mean, what really? I mean, I'm just, and I'm not educated enough on what's going to happen and all that to make a true statement. But I mean, my preliminary questions are, what do we need that for? I mean, we're not even working good with what we got. Why do we need to add another class? It's like, especially with a completely different motor package. I mean, it's just, I don't know. To me, it just makes no sense. And it's just, I don't know. It's just crazy. So why don't we start getting the drivers, UAS, Rotax, Shifter, the stock Honda, whatever it is, let's get those guys up. Let's get a pro division. Let's get a pro division up here in karting that not everybody can do. That that it takes some. You got to have some stats to get there. And let's have a carrot for these racers. As it is now, that the way I see it is that's one of the biggest problems is there isn't anything professional, and there needs to be, both in the speedway ranks and in the on the asphalt. I mean, they need to have a deal where guys pull in haulers and not everybody, but some do. But I mean, it's a big deal. It's a pro deal. These guys are getting paid. And, that's going to help the front gate because you're not going to have all the undercard classes along with it. You're going to have one class like it used to be back in the day when they had the Pro Kart Series. They would run a race. Say they would have a Grand National, right? And then when the Nationals were over, they would have a race either there or, immediately following the Nationals, and it would be a pro race. So it had guys like Gifford and Seligren and Pruitt and Haddock and Lake Speed and Harlan Willis and Ron Emick, and Paleo, and I mean, the list goes on, and Jeff Nelson from Invader. I mean, the list goes on. And, so they would have but it was just that class. There was no Junior 1 and not that I'm against Junior 1. I'm not. I'm just saying There needs to be a class that when people go, normal race fans go, they're not sitting through, 15, 20, 25, whatever classes that they really don't know anything about, or maybe some don't care, and they think, well, the little guys, they are the future. They are, but, okay, so let's give them something that they can go watch. Let's have them go watch, 25 or 30 or 40, ICC guys trying to make the field and going at it and showing them what they can. Then people are going to be there, and then the front gate's going to improve. Then we can start, looking at some of this other stuff. I don't know. I'm starting to rant now, so I don't want to do that, but it just that's just my take on it. We just got to keep going. One time's doing the right thing. He's getting that Yamaha series going. If you've got an old Yamaha, please come out and support this series. If you got an F200, come and run this series. If you got an open motor, come and run with the Unlimited All-Stars. I mean, at a point, it doesn't really matter that whether you're winning or losing or whatever. It's just, come on out, man. Support this stuff, and let's get it, built up, and we go from there. Or bring your old super stock out and run the UAS Sportsman, Man, I mean, I'm just saying, it's just, it's important that we do this. Superkart Pro, yeah. Michael Lundeen chimes in, Superkart Pro. How cool would that be? Not everybody gets to go do that. I mean, that's a pro class. I mean, and these guys are getting paid. You got to have a team. There's a criteria to get in, or things you got to follow, and then it's something they can market. I mean, right now we have nothing. I mean, I don't care. Rotax is great, but if you ask me, it's kind of all smoke and mirrors. The only people getting paid are Rotax. Nobody else, because you can't run anything else. You can't go get a 15-cent O-ring down the road because, I mean, so just something's got to give and something's got to change for this to continue. You can keep thinking it's going to, but it's not. That's the thing, and sooner or later the racers are going to get tired of it, and that's what they should be working on, is how do we work the front gate? The back gate's figured out. As long as we got racers, the back gate's good. How do we get people in the front gate? That's what's going to pay the bills. That's what's going to pay the rent. So we're not taking the back gate and running tracks out of money, and where they can't have an announcer, or they can't have this or that because they can't afford it. I mean, that's what the back gate's for. You get the front gate in, and you can start, doing some of that thing, the track improvements, the safety barriers, you're not double dipping on your membership in the club. Yeah, hey, I know you just spent, to be a member, but now we need another $90. Can you buy one safety barrier? I mean, it's crazy. So, anyway, that's it. I kept you guys too long. We're running over, but chime in. Please, send me. I sent out a text there, and I'm going to just close it with this: is if you, I don't care what it is. It shouldn't be embarrassing. If you've got a topic you want to hear about, or something you want to know about, or something you'd like to know more about, tires, kart setup, why they're made the way they are. I mean, anything. Let me know. I mean, sometimes it's hard for me to. I'm trying to pick topics here that I think are going to be good for you guys, but it isn't always the case. And so I don't want you to sit here for an hour and be bored. I want to give you what you want to hear. And I want to help you get where you want to go. So if you got a goal, a dream, anything, man, let me know. That's what I want to do. I mean, am I like I'm not super well connected, but I'm pretty well connected, and I'll help you do whatever you got to do, or I'll give you my 2 cents. I mean, I'm not saying my ideas are like perfect, but hey, sometimes you just asking another person, but man, I want to help. And so, let me know what you want to hear about. I got Wes Snow writing. He's going to be writing. He's our kind of the tech articles at terrybridges.com. I want to make that a place where you guys can go to get good quality information. And, good stuff. It might be stuff you've already heard, or it might not be everything, but what you're going to get there is going to be quality stuff. I mean, I'm going to get one up tonight that Wes just wrote. It's on stagger. Yeah, it's basic, but it's something you got to know. And a lot of people don't know it because they're afraid to admit it. So I'm just going to say, That's what I need from you. So I love the likes. I think they're awesome, but read the post because I need your comments. I need the feedback. I need the input so that the show can go on, and it's something that you want to hear because I want to make it for you guys. I mean, I love doing it, but I also want it to be something that, you're not yawning through for an hour. So help me out with that, Dave Chisholm, I'm going to talk to you later on after the show. But, and before I go, I got to get this in. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this short advertisement from O'Hagan's Carts and Supplies.
Ask any racer and they'll tell you crashing sucks.
And the only thing worse than crashing is lousy customer service. The staff at O'Hagan's Carts and Supplies are racers themselves and are committed to giving you the kind of service that you need to get your stuff quickly and easily. With their good old-fashioned race shop service, quality parts and safety accessories, and custom fab shop, O'Hagan's is committed to getting you back on the racetrack fast. You want to win. O'Hagan's wants to help. O'Hagan's Carts and Supplies, Atwater, California. 209-201-1829. All right. Thank you so much, you guys, for that. And, so with that, I'm going to close. And that goes for me, too. If I need critiquing, you need something to let me know that I need to do better on, whatever, or one time or whatever, hey, man, let us know. I mean, I'm not too, I'll take constructive criticism all day. I mean, I'm not going to take, getting beat up, but I'll take constructive criticism all day. I want to get better. I want to be the best for you guys, and that's that. So, anyway, Scott Warning, thank you for always being on the show. You've been here since day one. I appreciate it. Wes Snow, I think you're awesome, man. Just everything you do. Tim Chase, JP Karting, Ryan Diotti, Troy Diotti. I mean, just all the great folks, Michael Lundeen, all the good guys that are supporting this show. I appreciate it so much because I want it to succeed so bad you don't even know. So spread the word, bring a guest, terrybridges.com. Go there, check it out, give me some feedback. If there's something you'd like to see on there. If you'd like to advertise here, it's cheap, guys. I'll make it worth your while, So, I'm just, it's there. So I'll get a rate sheet out. Just let me know if you know somebody that thinks it can help. I mean, it's only going to get bigger as this stuff kind of gets, blossoming. So with that, you guys, like I said, I appreciate you more than you know. And with that, you know what I'm going to say, right? And that goes for you guys this weekend if you're racing somewhere. Gosh darn it. If somebody's on the bottom, you got to go to the outside.